Welcome, everyone, to the One Point Safety Podcast, sponsored by Joltec. My name is Adam, one of the hosts of the show, joined by my fellow co-hosts, Mark and Marty.
Yo, yo.
Hello, hello.
You can follow us on Facebook, listen anytime on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple iTunes, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Well, guys, it's a really interesting time in sports right now.
What sports? That's my question. I think there's bowling on, but I think that even got canceled.
Pretty much everything got canceled. It's either canceled or postponed for an undetermined amount of time.
I don't know. I watched the 2012 bowling tournament on replay this weekend because it was the only thing that was on. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I actually got done watching the Michigan Big Ten Championship on Sunday, and that brought a lot of memories back.
A lot of good times.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing right now. The NBA suspended for the regular season indefinitely. NCAA March Madness is done. Major League Baseball has canceled the remainder of spring training and is pushing back the start of the regular season. The PGA Tour canceled the Players' Championship. The 2020 Masters has been postponed, which is a bummer. I mean, everything is shutting down.
And I thought the one sport that wouldn't cancel would be NASCAR, because they're just in their own cars and everything. But then when you get thinking about it, it's like, well, then you've got probably at least 20 guys on their crew.
And 300,000 people.
Well, you know, they said that they were going to do without fans in the stands. But, you know, you got 20 people on their crew, 40 drivers. You know, that's a lot of people still, you know, in a big group.
The no fan thing is just a bunch of crap. No, they're not going to do that because, like, you look at, like, the Indy 500 and all these NASCAR events, a large portion of that area's income comes from these races.
Exactly.
So they can't do it without fans. They just have to postpone it. It's going to be a weird year of sports.
It's going to be a very, very weird year of sports. And this should just show the severity of this coronavirus, that they are giving up hundreds and hundreds of millions of billions of dollars because of this virus. So it's something that definitely needs to be, I think, taken seriously now for sure, because it's insane what everything that is being canceled.
And everybody's going to remember last Thursday to being the day that the sports world came to a halt.
It is 100%. I mean, even the Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, all of them have canceled all of their spring football games. I mean,
I was so upset by that because I've always wanted to go to a Michigan spring game. And it seems like every year I'm like, oh, I got this going on. And this year I was going to go, and they canceled it. So,
and I saw a thing on Facebook where it was $100 million plus just for the Final Four in revenue for hotels, restaurants, things like that in Texas, which that's just one sporting event, let alone all of the promotion and everything that, you know, all the networks get. I'm talking about small businesses. This coronavirus is going to have a large scale economic effect, and it's not just the sports world, it's the entire world.
Yeah, and then I heard in a lot of these colleges, they're big sports, basketball, football, and baseball for some of them. They fund the smaller sports. So, like, all the smaller, not as popular sports are now just being canceled right now because the funding's not there.
Did I see that they're going to grant another year of eligibility to any of the seniors that were going to be graduating this year?
I don't know that one.
I know they were talking about that, but I think right now it's just in the talks. And I don't think you need to pull the trigger right now to see, you know, what the best possible solution will be. But that might be a good idea.
I mean, I go back and forth with it just because it's like, well, you know, we're taking away the tournament for a lot of these seniors and everything that they won't get to play in. But at the same time, this is the world that we're in right now with everything being shut down. I mean, what do you do?
It's unprecedented. I mean, we've never seen anything like that. Our parents have never seen anything like that.
Right.
I mean,
I can't wait to see what happens with the NFL draft. They're still going to do it, but it's going to be like a stream. And
right.
They haven't really released a lot of details on it. Yeah. They just said, we'll come back to Las Vegas another time. But I think I saw like MGM Grands shut down all their properties out in Las Vegas right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
I saw
absolutely.
That too.
So, like, how do you even try to coordinate a draft or anything like that? You might as well bail on it and just figure out how you can stream it and still provide an experience.
Yeah, I think it's going to really be interesting to see what the future of sports has in store now that there's this crazy hiatus. I mean, there's going to be, when you look up stats, there's going to be in 2020 no NCAA championship or champion. It's going to be, I mean, this is going to be something that's discussed for a very long time. And, right now we're right in the middle of it. But, as a country, we'll get over it and move on. And
Well, like China, they are actually talking about bringing their, Chinese basketball players back. And that was about an 8-week absence. So, I mean, I feel like it's probably going to be at least an 8-week hiatus for all sports that are going on right now. So,
yeah, I would completely agree.
UFC still fighting.
UFC still fighting.
In Brazil.
Some other stuff that actually is going on around the sports world is the CBA, as we all correctly predicted, got passed in the NFL. 10 years of playing football.
whenever that happens.
Whenever that may happen.
Good.
Yeah.
By the narrowest of margins, it was 51.5% for, 48.5% against. So can't get much slimmer than that.
And only 79% of the players voted on the CBA, which I thought was a little bit surprising.
I thought that was a really good number, to be honest. When you're
Thought it would be higher. I thought it'd be close more than 85-90%.
Right.
With it being so close, I'm wondering if they abstained because they didn't want to vote. They didn't want to be that deciding factor. I don't know what.
Maybe they just thought that,
But
I like some of it, but I don't like all of it.
it's anonymous, though. So, like, you just vote. They don't know that Tom Brady voted like this.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So for people that don't know, it's what was passed was a 17-game season starting in 2021, which that's an option if the owners decide, which 100% that they are going to.
Mm-hmm.
Game day rosters are 48.5% split for the players, which is up 1.5% from the last CBA, equaling $500 million a year, which is a good chunk of money. Larger practice squads, and only one tag, which that last one sometimes gets lost in the menage of all of the money and everything. But that one tag, it's either a franchise or a transition tag. That's a big one, because like the Cowboys right now with Dak Prescott, which they did just franchise tag him today.
Yep.
They were going to run into a situation if they didn't lock up Amari Cooper and what that was going to look like. I was really interested to see, but they franchise tagged Dak, so now he has until I think 3 months. They have 3 months to work out a long-term deal, or he's going to get paid the average of the top 5 salaries of the quarterbacks in the league.
do you know what the average is?
I don't.
$33 million is what they're projecting it to be this year. You know what the Cowboys offered him?
35.
$33.5 million.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, just right in there.
Well, and Dallas has actually talked about wanting to, even if they franchise tag him, they still want to do negotiation to try and get this done before the beginning of the season. I'm just curious to see if they actually do get something in place for him.
They want to get it done before another quarterback like Ryan Tannehill signs. And Dak looks at that and he goes, that guy got on average 31 million to start. I think I'm better than him. So 33 just went up to 35 or 36 million.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Dak believes he's worth $40 million a year, and I just don't see it.
I don't see it
He's
either.
not worth 40 million. You know who's worth 40 million a year?
Patty Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes.
Number 11 on the top 11 quarterbacks of the last 30 years. You can book it. So,
Bring that back up again, huh?
yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Do you think he'll get 40?
Yeah, I think he'll get whatever he wants.
I mean, he won a Super Bowl, right?
Deserves it.
Right. And if you're the Chiefs, you gave up all that trade capital to get to him. You gave him a year to develop. He is not disappointed. Now you can, for $40 million a year, you don't have to talk about your quarterback. I mean, franchises will kill for that.
Right.
I don't know. Every club will give him $40 million.
Right. Yeah, on the free market, free agency, where do you think Patrick Mahomes would go from a price standpoint? I mean, 43 million?
I think we're starting at like 42. If we're assuming the Chiefs are going to pay 40, the cap's going to go up. They just approved a 10-year CBA, so now they get to renegotiate all these advertising deals and broadcasting deals. What do they call it? The Internet of Things, or streaming and all, or over-the-top streaming and stuff like that. Like, that's all brand new revenue. So, yeah, if we're projecting to be at think it's $200 million in this season, then 42 is where it's going to start. Because in 2 or 3 years from now, that's going to be a dated price tag too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at least $40 million if he hit the open market and went to any team.
Agreed. And these players always say, well, we want to be the highest paid blank and we want to be the highest paid blank. Yeah, but then the next contract that comes out, you're not going to be the highest paid. I get it for that one period in time, you're going to be the highest paid, whatever. But at one point, Jay Cutler of the Chicago Bears was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Jay Cutler. And then 2.5 years later, the Bears cut him.
Right.
So, when Derek Carr signed his contract, he was, top 3 quarterbacks with the contract size.
Yeah, well,
Derek
look at
Carr.
Matthew Stafford once had the highest contract in the NFL. So some of this, I think, is also like the NFL Player Association and the agents always saying, don't take a deal. Push it up to the next level because, A, you have a shelf life, so make your money while you can. And B, the franchise tag is based on the top 5 salaries in the NFL. So, yeah, keep pushing it up so that when Dak Prescott gets a franchise tag, it's $33 million. Mm-hmm. And they're offering him $33 million. Well,
right.
Why wouldn't he play on the tag and see what he's worth next year?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the conversation between Ryan Tannehill, his agent, and the Tennessee Titans looked like? Because I imagine it went like this. Ryan, we're going to offer you $30 million a year. Deal.
Yeah.
Where do I sign?
Because I can't imagine he's holding out, negotiating too crazy. I mean, he was barely a starter at the beginning of this year. He wasn't a starter.
Yeah, he wasn't a starter, and we didn't even know if he was going to be in the league for the next 2 years.
Right. And good on the Titans for paying him.
Yep. And good on Tannehill. This is always a thing. When it's a contract year, you want to play the best football of your life because this is a perfect example. He played really well. He's getting paid.
Yep. And I believe Tennessee's going to be franchising Derrick Henry.
They already did.
They did? Okay.
Yeah, they tagged him.
So, I mean, now you got Derrick Henry in the backfield for at least one more year. They made it to the AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm. Good for them. I'm happy for both those guys. I've always thought that they both get a little bit of a bad rap, especially Tannehill, that he's not an elite quarterback and can he lead a team? Is he just an Alex Smith? Yada, yada.
Well, he played for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were terrible.
Wasn't he a wide receiver in college, too, that converted
yes,
to
from
quarterback?
Texas A&M, yep. That's just insane that he went from wide receiver in college to $30 million a year quarterback in the NFL.
So you got wide receivers as quarterbacks, and you got quarterbacks that are compared to running backs, and they're winning MVPs and comeback players of the year. It's a shit show. Hopefully we still get football by the time, August rolls around.
And yet Tim Tebow couldn't hold the job in the NFL.
Or the MLB.
Or the MLB. He's still, well, he's not in the MLB. He's in like the AAA or whatever for the Mets.
Tim Tebow won a playoff game with one pass in overtime, an 80-yard touchdown pass, and then gets benched the next year. I don't know what's going on with Tim Tebow.
I just don't think anybody wanted him to succeed in the NFL, honestly. Right. Because he didn't do a terrible job. He wasn't a stellar quarterback by any means, but I didn't think he did terrible.
You know who should pick Tim Tebow up? It would fall right into line with their current decisions they made as of today. Houston. Yeah.
Yes.
My God, what are they doing?
I can't stand this term, but legal tampering started today.
Yes.
And the trades are a-flowing.
Yep.
Oh, they are flowing. I just don't know. I mean, seriously, for anyone that doesn't know, DeAndre Hopkins is going to Arizona for David Johnson and another pick. It is absolutely insanity. You traded away your second best player for a washed-up running back who's always hurt and a fourth-round pick. I mean, you're just giving it away.
Yeah. Like when we talked in the last episode about teams that are going from worst to first, now we're talking about a team that's probably going to go from, first to worst.
Right.
Real quick. Because Houston has nobody to throw to now. Deshaun Watson has nobody to throw to. They have Will Fuller, like Marty and I were talking about earlier, who is never on the field. Can't stay healthy. So what in the hell are they doing?
No one knows. If I was a Houston fan,
I saw somebody posted they should drug test Bill O'Brien right now.
Yes, accurate. Okay, here's a quick question. Who do you think has a better record next year, Tennessee, Houston.
Tennessee.
Yeah, I would
Without
agree.
question.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have asked that question a year and a half ago, who would you
Houston.
say? Houston, right?
Mhm.
You Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins. You got one of the most fun watched quarterbacks in the league and possibly the number one wide receiver. And now it's just Deshaun Watson is he's still doing great, but you got no one around him.
Right.
Okay, who has a better season, the Cardinals or Houston?
That's tough with that division.
Did
that
you look at
Arizona's
my
in.
Did you look at my sheet for rapid fire questions?
I did not.
Rude.
I'd say Arizona.
I say
But
Arizona too.
barely.
Yeah, Arizona.
It doesn't help that Arizona is in the hardest division in football.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to play
that's
two.
good.
You have to play
Just
two games
record,
against.
though.
Yeah, 2 games against the Rams, 2 games against Seattle, and 2 games against, Super Bowl runner-up San Francisco 49ers.
Absolutely insane. So, where do you think Tom Brady's going in all of this? Now we're only a couple of days until he can actually sign.
A week ago, I said Tennessee,
Tampa Bay.
It's definitely not Tennessee.
but it's definitely not Tennessee anymore. Yeah,
Right. No, I think it's Tampa Bay.
I do too. I don't think that if the New England Patriots wanted to sign Tom Brady, they would have had a deal in place by now.
I heard rumors that they have offered him somewhere between like 13 and 15. This is all speculation too. $1 million a year. And it's like, well, why wouldn't he go to the free market? Because Tampa Bay's already trying to pay him a fortune. Apparently, Tampa Bay already offered him a very aggressive offer, but he just came back off like a family vacation or something.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I think Tampa Bay also, just because you have Bruce Arians as the head coach that is, quote unquote, like a quarterback whisperer that can turn. I mean, look at Jameis Winston last year. Yeah, he threw for 30 interceptions, but he also had 30 touchdowns. So
One thing why I don't think he's going to Tampa Bay is, what does Tom Brady need? He needs protection. And Jameis Winston got sacked 47 times. And I'm not saying that Tom Brady is the same as Jameis Winston, but if you're asking about who's more mobile, I would say Jameis Winston's more mobile. And I don't think he gets enough time. I don't think that offensive line is good enough. I don't think he's going to go there so that he can get sacked 47 times.
yeah. And the other thing too is Tampa Bay doesn't really have a running back either. Like, Tennessee has Derrick Henry, so that takes a lot of the pressure off of, Ryan Tannehill. Tampa Bay doesn't have anybody. They have, was that Ronald Jones? And I can't even remember what the other guy's name is.
Yeah,
but
they got nobody. The muscle hamster was the last one I could think of. Doug Martin.
that was many moons ago.
Many moons. To put into perspective, Tom Brady last year got sacked 27 times. So
That's actually a lot.
A full 20 less than Jameis Winston. Yeah, never in his career has he been sacked that many times. Most of the time it's adding 2 of his seasons together. I just don't think he leaves New England to go play for a team that I don't think has Super Bowl aspirations in general.
And the
I
thing,
think they could win the division if they get Tom Brady.
I think they got a good shot at it, yeah.
So, I mean, you look at what's left out there. The Chargers, you want to play behind that offensive line?
No.
Philip Rivers didn't. And Indianapolis, I guess that's maybe an option there.
But don't you think that New England can win their division?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm saying
if
he leaves.
why would you leave?
I don't know. Buffalo is a really good team. And
Yeah, Buffalo's. They
I
are a
don't
good
think
team.
they're a lock to win their division anymore. Yes,
Right.
I think they can win their division. You know, it'd be interesting as you look at like some of the teams that just spent on a quarterback, whether it was draft capital or trades or what free agency. The Chicago Bears.
Mhm.
They don't know what they have with Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh my gosh.
Can they afford to bring him in? And obviously, Mitchell Trubisky probably doesn't stand a chance against Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But they bring him in, they start him, they give him a 2-year contract. Mitchell Trubisky goes to the way of, maybe like a Nick Foles or a Chase Daniels where they start grooming him and maybe there's a future down the road for him.
I honestly think with the Chicago situation with Trubisky, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to book it. You watch on the NFL draft, on draft day, Chicago is going to make a play for Andy Dalton to, give a little
some
bit of competition for
Sure.
Trubisky.
I
Say,
heard Patriots might make a play for him to compete to be a starter.
well, New England doesn't have anybody after
Right.
Tom Brady. So
Yeah.
that was going to be my other question is what does New England do if they lose Brady? Because they don't got anybody.
No, they don't.
I don't-
They might actually have to draft a quarterback, which they haven't done in a long time. Well, Jimmy G, and then they traded him away.
Right.
And I still don't think Tom Brady's going anywhere. I think he's going to be a Patriot.
Yeah, who knows? I think they said this was like the first time in his career he's actually going to hit free agency.
Right.
So he's going to go experience it and I guess see what he's worth.
Right. And like Tampa Bay, they said that they're going all in on either Brady or possibly look at Teddy Bridgewater if that plan falls through.
Yeah.
So, because Breeze said he's coming back for New Orleans, and does Teddy Bridgewater want to sit behind Breeze for a couple more years?
I don't know. And I heard there were some teams that were looking at Teddy. Chicago was being one of them, and they're all kind of moving towards like an Andy Dalton or something like that as well, where there may not be as much interest. Who knows? It's so early into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather have, Teddy Bridgewater or Mitchell Trubisky?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Me too.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater.
Can Mitchell Trubisky be a starting quarterback in the NFL? I mean, I know he is.
I think he can be.
I barely knew if he could be a starting quarterback in college. He started like 11 games, and that was it. So I don't know. I think he got thrown into something there, and it's just going to take a while, or he's just going to become a really competent second-string quarterback.
Right. And to no fault of his own, he's always going to be compared to Patrick Mahomes because he was drafted above him, and he traded up, and so whether it's fair or not, he's always going to be compared, and that is not a comparison that any quarterback wants to be in.
That was like Joe Burrow telling people to stop comparing him to Tom Brady. He's like, it's unfair what you're doing to me right now.
Right. Yeah, we're going to be doing a couple call-ins, so we have Bernie from Macomb, Michigan calling in. Bernie, you are on the air, don't swear. How you doing, buddy?
Doing just fine.
Good. What's your question?
So, with this whole coronavirus and crazy sports getting shut down and everything, do you think there's a possibility that maybe esports might take like a more headlining entertainment value, like in the upcoming year?
No.
I just don't see it, honestly. I like the idea, but I just don't see it happening.
Hell yeah, it's going to.
No.
I think it's going to. Are you kidding me? Right now, if they had, competition Madden on, I'd watch that. Heck yeah.
Well, there's nothing really else to watch.
Right. That's exactly it. If I was the XFL, I would have kept going. I would have kept the games going.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. This is your moment.
But then they had a guy test positive for the coronavirus. So
right.
The XFL needed a global epidemic to get people to watch, and then they fold.
Talk about a rough situation for the XFL. They come back after this long hiatus of like, all right, we're going to do things differently, and we're going to not compete with the NFL, but we're going to do it a lot different and make it really exciting. And then they shut down the league after half the season.
Well, they have a kickoff, so kind of. So that's a good thing. And last time they were around, it was a ball on the 50-yard line, two people 20 yards away on each side, and they'd run at each other and see who gets it first.
Right. What do you think, Bernie?
Well, I mean, I just think it's a possibility. I mean, it's a young kind of sporting event that's just, starting to catch on in the past few years. If you think back in the history, I mean, the NFL started out with 12 teams, and it took them, 100 years for them to get where they're at. Maybe we're just starting to see like a emergence. Maybe with all this crisis and normal sports being down, we might see a huge uptick in esporting or something like that.
Yeah, I think there's a real possibility there, especially when you look at China, where esports are probably climbing in popularity from even just a broadcast standpoint. I think the problem, and maybe you can give an opinion on this, is when we look at esports, and let's just move away from sports games in general and just talk about esports, everything, I think there becomes a gap where you try to understand what you're watching. Like we'll play games and we understand what's happening because we know how to play the game.
Yeah, I don't see it because like younger generations, yeah, like I think that it could, grow in popularity, but the older generations, like that's the bread and butter. I just don't see them getting too interested with esports.
And how do you work out those deals? Like, I mean, I guess ESPN could pick it up and be like, hey, here's a broadcast of X, but...
Okay, here's what I'll say. I don't think there's going to be a huge uptick. I think there will be an increase in popularity just because there's going to be so many kids at home from school. Right.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be an uptick in general for stay-at-home things, but no, I do not think it's going to be huge, even though I would love it.
I was going to say, and then whenever all the sports start coming back and everything, then esports is just going to go right back out the window.
And it's popular. They have big tournaments and stuff. I don't think And maybe it's a good foothold for us to start talking about it. Colleges are starting to incorporate and stuff like that too, but I don't know that it dominates that gap that's left right now.
Right. Well, great question. Thank you, Bernie.
Excellent question, Bernie.
All right, you guys have a great time. Baba Booey.
Talk to you later, brother.
Talk to you, man.
Baba to you as well.
Absolutely. All right, and now on the line we have Allison from Saginaw, Michigan. Allie, you're on the air. Don't swear.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Yo.
My question is, it's obviously a total hypothetical because I know that you can't have more than 10 people in the same area or whatever. But would you have rather seen the NCAA March Madness tournament go through without fans, or do you think it would have completely changed the outcome and would have not been worth watching?
Not worth watching.
I would have watched it.
I would have watched it.
I would have
too.
watched it, but I'm glad they did what they did.
Yeah.
Because then they can't feed off the crowd, and there's just not that level of...
That's fair. But, I still would have enjoyed it.
Some March Madness to me is better than no March Madness, but I understand why they did it. Now they're putting the players at risk for no fans even. It's kind of just deludes the purpose of it. So I understand why they did it, and I applaud them, but I would have rather watched some.
Well, and the thing, too, is they wanted them to release out the brackets anyway, just to see who would have made the tournament and everything. It's all right, it's gone, it's dead. Let's
Let
move on.
die.
Yeah.
If they would have done that, then somebody would have put that into NCAA 2020, and we would have had a esports March Madness, as our previous caller said.
That
Maybe.
would have been interesting.
And I would have probably followed that and probably gambled on it.
Yeah, but then how can you do that? Because with all the NCAA, they don't make the video games anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Somebody would have had to.
Right.
What do you think, Allie?
I mean, this is coming from, I'm sorry, I'm a Michigan State fan. I've been a
Boo.
terrible fan lately, but
Boo this woman.
Yes, boo her.
No,
How do you cut this phone?
yeah. But, you have Cassius Winston, who stayed to essentially try and win a championship. And obviously, State's year did not go very well, but they were getting hot there at the end.
Yes,
So
they were.
hot.
So,
so
from
hot.
that perspective, it's I would have liked to see at least Cassius Winston get something. But from a standpoint of, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, or that, Lowell team or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
their fan base was insane.
Right.
So I think it does play, a huge part, and it wouldn't have been, entertaining,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Now I think the big thing would be, the Olympics. Is the Olympics going to go?
No.
I think
Everything's
it is.
trending towards no.
I would say it's trending towards no as well, but it really just depends on how the next couple months work out.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Everyone's doing social distancing and they're closing bars and restaurants and canceling events to try to slow this down. It's really just going to, I think, depend. I don't think anybody would put any type of money on one way or the other.
No.
No, you really can't.
I just think from a standpoint of you have all these different countries that have different levels of cases and stuff,
Mhm.
and you're going to bring them all together. If it starts to the case number starts to diminish, I don't see it happening, but I hope it does.
Right, and that just jumps right back up.
Yeah. Well, really good question. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are trying to find topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard doing sports podcasts right now.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
No
Well,
offense.
good luck. Fair.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
And now we have Dwayne from Unionville, Michigan on the phone. Dwayne, you are on the air. Don't swear.
Okay, I will not swear.
Okay.
So,
Fantastic.
what's happening in sports right now? Anything at all?
No.
With the Lions?
There's really nothing going on.
Burn. What's your question?
The question is, what did the Detroit Lions do today? I heard they signed, I think, an offensive lineman
Yes, they did.
for 5 years, $10 million a year. Is that correct?
Yep, I'm looking up the name right now. Hang on. Didn't see that.
This guy this important?
Well, we lost Wagner to the Green Bay Packers, so yes, he is important.
Okay, well, that's good. So, how many years left is on the Stafford contract?
Too many.
Too many.
Too many, I guess, according to everybody else. Okay, so they lost an offensive lineman. They got an offensive lineman. Who knows what's going to happen with Slay? Where do you think they go next with free agency, Dwayne?
Free agency?
Yeah, who do
I
they?
have not a clue.
No clue.
Okay, good talk, Dwayne. That's really good.
I am not a clue, Marty. What they would do with free agency?
Where would you
The
go?
Lions need a lot of help. Get Tom Brady.
Go get him. Hang up on this fool.
Yeah, all right, we had a good time, Dwayne. Thank you. Have a good one. Don't worry, you won't be getting any more calls from us.
Thanks for making me find a name on air.
Block his number.
Okay, I love you guys, and Marty, I'm not drinking out of your leg, man.
Yes, I'm just going to delete this whole fucking segment. Goodbye, Dwayne. Thank you.
There's 5 minutes I'll never get back.
Yep, good times.
See you later.
He's gone. Bye, Felicia.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Dwayne calls in, says, "What the hell is the offensive? I think he was just calling to see. He just wanted the information. He didn't even know.
I haven't seen anything on the
He
news
doesn't have a
today.
browser on his phone.
Yeah.
So.
He just looks and goes, I heard they signed an offensive lineman. He doesn't know. He just got lucky that there is an offensive lineman.
I just love that the question mark. Free agency?
Never heard of her.
Free agency, how many years is left on Stafford's contract?
See, he's just asking. He's fishing. He didn't even know.
Oh, I hope you don't cut that.
Okay, we need to
gold.
We need more screeners on our phone calls.
In fairness, we were like, Dwayne, you got a question? He's like, nope. So that went exactly how I thought it was going to go, and I hope we find a way to salvage some of it.
Okay, that one's on me because I said he did come out and say, I don't have a question and I don't want to do it. And I was like, okay, so what's your question? There's an offensive lineman on the team, if I'm not mistaken.
What are the Lions up to, Marty?
What's the weight, height, and age of every lineman on the Detroit Lions?
What's Stafford's cap hit if you take away his signing bonus?
What's Stafford's cap size in inches?
We converted that to pesos. Would it help us?
Perfect. Well, that's a good way to end the segment. Here's a word from our sponsors.
That's something.
God. The 1 Point Safety Podcast is sponsored by Joeltech. Joeltech is a technology consulting firm specializing in small business and school district technology. From networking and server installation to maintenance and computer upgrades, they have you covered. Simply put, Joeltech gets IT done. Visit Joeltech, JOLETEC.com to learn more.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the 1 Point Safety Podcast. All right, this segment, we are going to do a continuation of something we started in our last podcast.
But first, Adam and I have something for Marty Coops.
Yes,
Oh,
we do.
boy. Is
I'm
it your
super
guys'
excited
list?
about this.
As Marty knows from last podcast, he picked, who was your number 2 quarterback? John Elway?
I believe it was John Elway.
I believe it was John Elway that you picked. So we got you something to commemorate.
What
here.
is this? Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Denver Broncos.
Now you'll have him forever.
John Elway t-shirt.
A John Elway t-shirt circa 1992.
Yeah, because we know that you
Jackpot.
love John Elway.
I'm going to wear this every day.
You better wear it every day. That cost us $12.
American dollars.
Wait a minute. I gave you more than $12. What the hell is this?
Shipping was a lot.
Yes, right.
So enjoy that shirt. We'll put it up with the podcast, a picture of it, because
Fantastic.
it's pretty. The Rifleman.
Yeah.
So this week we're doing running backs. Top running backs of the last 30 years.
Yep.
Same concept. The only difference is I'm not going to go first. So,
That's true.
Adam, you said you wanted to go first. So.
Oh,
I don't recall saying that, but I will go first. All right. Well, we might as well jump right into it. My number 1 running back of the last 30 years, Barry Sanders.
It's hard to argue it.
I mean, he had the most seasons of 1,100 yards rushing, tied with Walter Payton at 10. I mean, he was probably one of the most electrifying running backs to ever play the game.
Agreed.
He would have had the rushing record if he would have kept playing. as we all know, had stopped playing after 10 years and just called it quits in his prime, in my opinion.
Because of Detroit Lions.
Yep, because Detroit is that bad.
Sure. All right.
My number 2, Emmitt Smith.
Okay.
Obviously, most all-time rushing yards with 18,355 yards and 164 touchdowns, most all-time also.
Rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns, sorry. So, my number 3, Adrian Peterson.
Oh, so fun to watch.
Yeah, I love watching that guy. And what was the game against Cleveland where he threw the guy out of bounds? Like, you just can't tackle that guy. He just he's gonna hit you in the mouth and knock you out of the field of play.
And I think all of us have a little love for Adrian Peterson because we saw Barry Sanders play when we were young, but when we were really in football like we are now, Adrian Peterson was at his prime, and he was just a monster.
Yeah, and when he came out of Oklahoma, I'm like, that kid is special. Like, he's going to be one of the top running backs of all time. Maybe not top. I mean, he's probably top 5 running backs, I would say, close to that of all time. But
Sure.
my number 4, LaDainian Tomlinson.
There's a lot of letters in LaDainian Tomlinson.
I mean, there's so many records that he's gotten with touchdowns and everything. He's got 145, which is second among all time.
31 touchdowns in 2006. 31 touchdowns.
Unbelievable. You know, broke Sean Alexander's record for most rushing touchdowns in a season with 28.
Yep.
My number 5, Curtis Martin.
Good pick.
When I saw Curtis Martin play for a little bit, you know, like you had mentioned, that was probably when I was just getting into football and watching him play. He was a great player, oldest player to win the NFL rushing title at 31, ran for almost 1,700 yards and 9 consecutive seasons with at least 1,000 yards.
Yeah, 14,000 rushing yards. I mean, he was consistently a good running back for the Jets for a majority of his career.
Absolutely. My number 6, Marshall Faulk. You know, playing on the team that was the greatest show on turf, you know, towards the end of his career and everything, he had the most consecutive games with 4 touchdowns, which is 2, tied with Jim Taylor and LaDainian Tomlinson.
Good company.
I mean, you know, he could do it all. He could also catch the ball out of the backfield.
And that's a huge part. When I did my list, I looked at more of the rushing stats, but what surprised me about Marshall Faulk was he had 36 receiving touchdowns. I mean, he was the first kind of dude to do that.
Yep.
My number 7, which I totally forgot about him, and then I'm like, oh, I got to put him in my top 10. Frank Gore, the
Gank 4.
the guy with the IQ of 30. You know, he's still playing right now, and he's third all time with rushing yards and 79 touchdowns, which it's only 21st. So
15 years in the NFL.
yeah, 15 years and still going. Number 8, the bus, Jerome Bettis.
Nice.
I mean, that guy was just a freaking tank to watch, and you couldn't tackle that guy either, and you didn't want to tackle that guy.
No, not at all.
Number 9, which a lot of people forget about, Edgerrin James. You know, he had a great career with Indianapolis, and then he went to the Cardinals and had a couple good years there. And
Yeah, see, I don't remember watching him play, so he's not on my list, but I just don't remember him.
yeah, I remember him. I thought he was a pretty damn good running back, I should say, not quarterback. But then to round out the top 10, the homer pick,
Aw, yeah.
Marshawn Lynch. Number 10 on my list. I could not leave him out. Just
You can't.
I mean, he was one of the most exciting people to watch play, and he gave it his all every time he stepped on the field. And Seattle would have won a championship if they would have gave it to Marshawn Lynch. So
Agreed. 100% agree.
So, and my honorable mention. I'm going to do one more. Steven Jackson.
Ooh.
He played.
yeah.
He played for a lot of terrible St. Louis, now Los Angeles Rams teams, and you know, I looked at
fun
that.
to watch.
Yeah, you know, 11,000 yards. I mean, that's still 18th all time. 69 touchdowns. I mean, if it wasn't for all those terrible St. Louis teams, I think that he probably would have been higher up in the list. But
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Steven Jackson is your number 11. Run through your list real quick again.
Yeah, it was number 1, Barry Sanders. Number 2, Emmitt Smith. 3, Adrian Peterson. 4, LaDainian Tomlinson. I almost screwed that name up just because there's so many syllables to that. Number 5, Curtis Martin. Number 6, Marshall Faulk. Number 7, Frank Gore. Number 8, Jerome Bettis. 9, Edgerrin James. And 10, Marshawn Lynch with Steven Jackson as my honorable mention.
Nice. Good list. Do you have anything to comment on that list?
I like the list.
It's a good list.
I thought it was solid.
I thought it was
not
a solid list.
Good, not great.
I mean, you didn't have John Elway at number 2. But
Thought about
you
it.
could have got a shirt if you would do something crazy like that. All right, I'm going to go through my list. Number 1, I know this is going to be the unpopular opinion. I have Emmitt Smith at number 1. I know Barry Sanders was great. I know he would have broken everyone's record, but he didn't.
Yep.
And I can't get over that. I can't go what might have been.
Yeah. I switch back and forth between Emmett and Barry. So, I mean, I agree with it.
I think our
Right.
1 and 2 is going to look pretty similar.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Emmitt Smith, 3 Super Bowl rings, Super Bowl MVP, 8 Pro Bowls, regular season MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, all-time leader in rushing yards. With that kind of resume, I know he was running behind a great line, but he still put up those numbers. I got to put him at number 1. Number 2, close second, Barry Sanders. 15,000 rushing yards, 99 rushing touchdowns. I use this metric the most, probably out of anything, is yards per carry because it's indiscriminatory. It's every time you got the ball, how many average yards did you get? And Barry Sanders had 5 yards to carry.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's so hard to do.
Without the accolades, Emmitt Smith would not be up there because his was 4.2.
Yep.
But he had
All the accolades.
all the championships, all of the records, everything like that.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with Barry. He wasn't on a great team like Emmitt Smith was.
Right? And he wasn't on it long enough.
Well, he didn't keep playing. That's the unfortunate thing about Barry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Number 3, Adrian Peterson, 4.7 yards per carry, 14,000 rushing yards, 111 rushing touchdowns. Like we said, just a monster. Just an absolute monster. Number 4, same as Adam, LaDainian Tomlinson, 31 touchdowns in 2006. That's absolutely
Unheard of.
monster
Unheard
numbers.
of. That's one of those records that I don't even know if that's going to ever be broken
Yeah,
for a running back.
The way they play it now, I don't know if it will be either with it being such a passing league. That's pretty intense. Number 5, I have Marshall Faulk. What stood out to me on him was 36 rushing touchdowns. He also had 4.3 yards a carry, but that 36 receiving touchdowns, that's a lot. I mean, it's not even close.
Right.
That really makes him stand out. And I know we're talking about running backs, but when you have that dynamic, I think you should get credit for it.
It seems like Marshall Faulk kind of paved the way for a running back to catch the ball out of the backfield.
100% agree with what you just said.
Yep.
Yep.
Number 6, I have Curtis Martin. I actually initially forgot about him and then went back through the list and was like, oh, yeah, we need to put him on here for sure. Maybe a little shout out to my brother when I was talking to him. Number 7, Jerome Bettis, the bus, 3.9 yards per carry. He actually is the lowest out of everyone in my list, but he was such an integral part to that Pittsburgh Steelers team. So I have him at number 7. Number 8, this is a little squirrely here. I have Jamal Charles. He played 2008 to 2016, or 2008 to 2018. Only 7,500 rushing yards, 44 rushing touchdowns, but 5.4 yards per carry, the highest out of anyone on my list. He played for 10 years, and he had the highest yards per carry out of any running back that's played that long. I had to put him on the list. It might be a pick because I remember watching him play, but he was, for a few years, the best running back in the NFL, 5.4 yards per carry.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal Charles, I totally forgot about him. I think that might be a little bit high,
Agreed.
but not terrible.
Right. Number 9, Marshawn Lynch, hold my dick. Yeah, get it. Again, always fun to watch, always entertaining, always put his team on his back. And if he would have got that ball on the 1-yard line, he would have won another championship, like Adam said. And number 10, got to give love to Frank Gore. 15 years in the NFL. How do you not love that guy? Yes, he may have scored a 4 on his Wonderlic test, I understand. But he still has 15,000 rushing yards, 79 rushing touchdowns, 4.3 yards per carry. I mean, he does it. He does it consistently. He never gets hurt, and people can rely on him.
He's still going to. I just wonder how many more years he's got left. Is this going to be his last year? Because I thought 2 years ago was his last year.
Right. It seems like that's always the case, is that you're just waiting for him.
He's not done.
No, he is not done. I mean, Adrian Peterson's still playing. Good for him.
Yep.
And Marshawn Lynch. I mean, there's some people on this list.
Mm-hmm.
So to run it back real quick, number 1, Emmitt Smith. 2, Barry Sanders. Adrian Peterson. LaDainian Tomlinson. Marshall Faulk. Curtis Martin. Jerome Bettis. Jamal Charles. Number 9, Marshawn Lynch. Number 10, Frank Gore.
It's a pretty solid list.
Yeah, you and I, we had a pretty similar list. We had some flip it around.
Yeah.
I knew Jamal Charles was probably going to be higher up on there because he only has 7,500 rushing yards, but his 5.4 yards per carry was the highest on my list, and I think that gave him the nod to get him into the top 10 of the last 30 years.
Yeah, and I think that my list went more with rushing yards all time.
Sure.
Whereas, like you said, you went with, rushing yards per attempt,
Right.
I should say.
Yep. So that was my list. Marty, what do you got?
All right, I got a list here as well. So, much like you guys, I went back and forth between the top 2 over and over again. So, at number 1, Barry Sanders. Homer pick, maybe, I don't know. And
He was one of the most fun people to watch run the ball of all time.
He's amazing. And here's what got me about Barry Sanders and really kind of solidified my decision to put him at the top of the list. In 2011, Emmitt Smith is quoted saying, "Heard what Barry Sanders said, so very flattered, but he should know I think he's the best of all time." Emmitt Smith doesn't rank himself above Barry Sanders. I'm not ranking Emmitt Smith above Barry Sanders. I get it. Number 2, Emmitt Smith. You guys went through all of his stats and everything. He's amazing. He holds the NFL leading rushing record. Rushed for over 100 yards in 2 Super Bowls, 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards rushing. So that's number 2.
It's almost interchangeable between them.
Yep. Number 3, no surprise, Adrian Peterson. Never won a Super Bowl. They lost to the Saints. But, man, maybe one of the most dominant running backs over the longest period of time I've ever watched in my lifetime. I mean, that guy ran at you.
Right, he's coming up on his 13th season.
And he's still running at people. I think he was almost over 1,000 yards last season, too. So give it up for him.
One other fact about Adrian Peterson, most rushing yards in a single game with 296.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Wild.
Absolutely insane.
All right, so number 4, this is where we'll see some variation here. I have Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk rushed 100 yards in 2 Super Bowls. Second player in history to eclipse the 100 in rushing and passing in a single season. And first player to go 2,000 yards in 4 straight seasons. So he was the first do-it-all running back.
Agreed.
I'm not sure that they really knew what they had in him when they had him. I say that as I rank him number 4, but, that wasn't very predominant in the NFL in his time. And, man, did he just own the league. So, yeah, that was my number 4.
The reason why I would put LaDainian Tomlinson, and I did over Marshall Faulk, is that LaDainian Tomlinson was in the league 2 less years than him and has 1,400 more rushing yards.
Yep. No,
so I think he was
fair.
a little more productive from that standpoint. But, I can't really argue saying Marshall Faulk doesn't deserve 4. I think we're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
Again, number 5, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yep.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have had LaDainian Tomlinson there, you would have been getting an LT shirt for sure.
Who?
League MVP. I actually think I consider Marshall Faulk to be one of the first. I think LaDainian Tomlinson defined what the new era running back is.
Right.
So when you look at all the pass catching backs in the NFL right now, like the Alvin Kamaras, those people don't exist, and those plays and those playbooks aren't there if LaDainian Tomlinson didn't come in and do it. And I think LaDainian doesn't have as strong as a career as he has if Marshall Faulk doesn't pave the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, so number 6, this is where we're going to get squirrely, boys. Hold on. Frank Gore.
Frank Gore at
Frank
number
Gore.
6?
Yeah.
What?
Don't worry, there's a couple names you guys had that I do not have.
I had Gore at 7 anyway, so
Yeah, so-
Jeez, oh Pete.
Went to a Super Bowl and lost. The guy doesn't quit. I mean, really, his stats are fantastic. The only thing you can really knock the guy for is he has a few more fumbles than what you really want to see. But man, Frank Gore, he's still playing. It's amazing. Games played 226, started 204, 3,548 carries for 15,000 plus yards, 4.3 a carry. I mean, and he's still at it. It's amazing. So yeah,
you have Frank Gore.
I'll get through my list. And then you can reel back around. We're not doing this crap because you're not gonna like anything else I have either. So just
we'll
save
get
it
to you,
the
Mark.
end.
Yeah, okay. Keep going.
Number 7, LaShawn McCoy.
I actually thought about putting him on my list, but
Yeah,
I thought about it.
160 games played, started 141, 11,000 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, 53 touchdowns, 33 receiving, 25 fumbles, and 1 Super Bowl. Nothing wrong there. All right, here we go. Number 8, hold my dick, Marshawn Lynch.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I love Marshawn Lynch. He's great.
Absolutely.
Probably my favorite football player in the NFL of all time.
As much as I love watching Adrian Peterson just run at people, I like watching Marshawn Lynch push people out of the way, and not just like one. Like he'll push like his run he had where they registered on the seismic meter.
Oh,
Against the Saints.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably considered the greatest run of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
I'm just making my list so I don't get fined.
Number 9, Jerome Bettis. The bus. Man, that was a big boy that could move. And if you don't respect what he did for the NFL, go away. I don't care.
Why do they call him the bus? Oh, he's afraid of flying.
Yeah, naturally. All right, and then number 10, you guys probably aren't really going to like it. I put him on here even though he probably has more time in the 80s than he does in the 90s. But I couldn't make this. I could not leave off Eric Dickerson. So he had at least 4 years in the 90s. You can piss on it and say, hey, whatever. Not really in this era. I'm putting Eric Dickerson on there.
The reason I didn't put Eric Dickerson on the list is, yeah, he did play in the 90s, but those 4 years that he was in the 90s wasn't very good.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to it. And I have 2 people. You guys have 2 people on your list that like Mark said, he's like, I didn't have Curtis Martin on there. You know, talked to my brother, and I was like, ooh, maybe I need to get him on there. Didn't make my list.
Yeah. I don't know. If it was like the past 40 years, Eric Dickerson would have absolutely been on the list.
I know. Right? I put him down at 10 because
if it would have been the last 35 years, he would have been on the list.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to it.
Yep.
All right, so I'll recap real quick. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Adrian Peterson, Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Tomlinson, Frank Gore, LaShawn McCoy, Marshawn Lynch, Jerome Bettis, and Eric Dickerson.
It's a pretty good list.
I would say it's a list.
It's a list.
What was your gripe here?
Okay, so you have LaDainian Tomlinson at number 5, and then right next to him at number 6, you have Frank Gore. LaDainian Tomlinson played 10 years, which is 5 years less than Frank Gore, and has twice as many touchdowns. That's my big knock on Frank Gore, is that he's been in the league for 15 years, which is great. He's on my top 10 list.
He also has 2,000 more yards rushing.
But
yeah.
So
yeah, he has 5 extra years to do that.
All right. He did it.
That's
He's
5
still
extra
in it.
years. He only has 79
he also
rushing
started
touchdowns.
56 more games.
I agree.
So
I that's why he's on my list. I just think that's pretty high. And for you to leave Curtis Martin out with 14,000 rushing yards,
sorry,
90
Mr.
touchdowns.
Perfect.
Hey,
I'm sorry I didn't talk to your brother too.
yeah, me too.
I'll
You
text
should have.
him.
Yeah, you should have.
Wait, so are you giving us Matt's list then?
I'm
Yeah.
giving. Yeah, because you guys didn't
Feels
look
like
up
Matt's
anything,
list.
right? These are all off the top of your head.
Oh, I did my own research.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yep.
Did you?
Sounds like it.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So Frank Gore at 6, I thought was a stretch. I mean, but I also had Jamal Charles on mine. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You also had Jerome Bettis at 6, so
I had Jerome Bettis at 7.
7. All right.
Well, you got a problem with Jerome Bettis at 7?
Feels a little high.
You know, you had Frank Gore at 6. Who would?
I
Okay,
had Bettis
all
at
right, you're
8,
right. I
so-
forgot. What's your next gripe?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, good.
You don't got to be offended. This is just a talk show radio, Marty. Hey, do you not want to disagree? Do you
No,
want to
we
just
can
talk?
disagree. I
yeah,
just
I
noticed
think-
that you and Adam didn't disagree again, and I just wonder if maybe you guys got together and checked out your list.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I'll plead the fifth. We just looked
I don't
through-
have to
we-
answer that.
We only looked through our top 8, and then the top 10, then the last 2 as well. So
Jamal Charles, Jesus Christ.
Jamal Charles. Hey, that's
I didn't even think about that, but he was amazing.
Yeah.
5.4 yards to carry. When I saw that, I
Didn't he
said I
also-
got to put him in there.
Well, okay. Here's my thing. You have Jamal Charles in your list. He tore his ACL by a mascot.
that's true. That's true.
And you have him in your
Lions
top 10. I don't trust that.
Yeah. Well, Frank Gore scored a 4 on the Wonderlic test, and Marty has him at 6. But we're not going to talk about that.
I had him at 7.
That's true.
So he's not far off.
I actually didn't know if you guys were going to put Frank Gore in there. I'm not going to lie. Once I was looking at actually all of the stats. But what's crazy is how these yards per carries are so close with people. Like
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, Frank Gore, Marshawn Lynch, and Jerome Bettis are all within 0.3 yards of each other for their total
insane.
yards per carry over the course of their career.
Just insane.
Which that's why I put, again, Jamal Charles in, because he is a yard more than both of them per yards per carry. That just shows, the discrepancy. And it's also why Barry Sanders is one of the greatest to ever play. 5 yards a carry for 10 years against or with a very, very bad Detroit Lions team.
Yeah, and I guess to the point of having Frank Gore at 6, too, it's like you said, make a list of your top 10 running backs in the last 30 years. And I cheated, and I brought in Eric Dickerson. But, top 10 running backs of the last 30 years, it's Frank. Can't leave Frank Gore. He can't be at the bottom either. He's got to be up there. He just plays football.
yeah,
and-
I mean, he's third all time in rushing yards.
And so what I mean by this is when I moved him up my ranking, it wasn't just about the stats. It's just the fact that here's what I hear about Frank Gore. His stats for the game, and when he's interviewed, he goes, "Yeah, I thought I ran good," and that's it. I know nothing else about Frank Gore other than he loves to run the football. He's a downhill runner, and that's it. And I think that's a rare commodity for running backs or even NFL players for the last 30 years. And I respect that a lot.
Frank Gore run football.
Yeah.
He run good. Gank 4 run football well. Yeah, so most of us have the same people in here, but
Yeah.
we all have a little
Just
bit
a
of an
little bit of
outlier.
interchanging.
Like I am Jamal Charles. Who do you have that neither of us have? LaShawn McCoy.
Yep.
I had Edger and James.
Yeah, which
I actually wrote down as a note while you're doing your list who was Edward James.
Yeah.
So that's on me. I didn't do enough research there.
should have called Matt up.
Yeah, that would have been smart.
He
Could have got
probably
Curtis Martin too.
Could have got Curtis Martin.
Could have got your list.
Coulda,
Yeah.
shoulda, woulda.
Yep, didn't. So, all right. Well, now we get to do the fun part of I gotta find my.
I was gonna say, are we writing all these down? 'Cause I know we did last week.
Kind
or
of
the last
tallied it up.
podcast. So.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, what do we want to do for? Actually, I have a quick question before we do this. If you had to pick in their prime one of these people to play one NFL game for you for a Super Bowl, what would your top 3 look like? I'm not saying stats, accolades. I'm saying if you said you want to win the game, who do you have running against a number 10 ranked rush defense? So they're not playing the best. It's just who do you want?
I'm still going to maintain Barry Sanders because I think he's probably one of the
Yep.
most elusive backs to play the game. And then when we go into our prime, God, I really want to get LT up there because that guy had some monster games in his career. And then Emmitt Smith, the guy delivered.
See, I would have went Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, and then Emmitt Smith or LT, one of the two.
I think what threw me is he said Super Bowl. And now I start looking at it and I'm like, Super Bowl. Nah, I probably didn't answer that necessarily 100% accurate, but
I agree with Adam. I would say Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, and then LaDainian Tomlinson. The reason why Emmett's at the top of my list is that he just has all of the hardware.
yeah.
He
Played on a lot
Yeah.
of good Cowboy teams.
right? Yep. And he won a lot.
three Super Bowls.
Not taking anything away from Emmitt Smith. Like, not trying to take
No one
anything
would.
away
He's
at
a
all.
great running back.
He was a great running back, but he was also on some of the best teams of all time.
Right. And when he comes out and says, if Barry Sanders would have continued to play, he would have broke every record in my book, or would have broken every one of my records. I mean, that's a heck of a recommendation, but that's why I couldn't do it, because I can't give.
I kept flipping them.
That's a hard
I
one.
just kept flipping them, and really what ended up getting me is when he's just like, I think he's the best that ever played, and I was like, well, if I can't decide, I'll let Emmett decide.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, let's do our list. So, number 1, we got to go with Barry, right? Because
I would.
you guys both went with Barry and I didn't.
I mean, you could also flip a coin too, honestly. It's like 1A and 1B.
Sure. Just know that I expect Jamal Charles to be at number 3 or 4. All right, number 2, Emmitt Smith. Are we good on that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 should be a no-brainer.
Peterson.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 and 6 are really interchangeable too, because I think.
What about 4?
I was going to say, what about 4?
Oh,
4.
I
4
know
and
new
five.
numbers.
4
well.
and 5.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Fuck
3. Number 5.
Yeah, number 10 and then 12.
Tano.
God, he's having a stroke. Oh, my God. I think number 4 is LaDainian Tomlinson, in my opinion.
I'm fine with that. I think I flipped my 4 and 5 with you guys. Maybe they're really close. I'm good with LaDainian Tomlinson there.
Then 5 is
I would have Falk.
I had him at 6, but I'm okay with him being at 5.
yeah, and
I'm at
6.
4.
Number 6, I know you don't have him on your list, Marty, but Curtis Martin, if you look at his stats, and he had 14,000 rushing yards,
Oh my gosh!
95 touchdowns, or 90 touchdowns.
You had 14,000 rushing yards.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm fine with that. That was 6.
Yep.
All right.
7, what do you guys think?
Fine, Gore. Who did you have at 7?
I had Jerome Bettis, which I'm not saying needs to be at 7. I'm good with pushing him down. But
I had him at 9, so that's not a stretch.
I mean,
I had Frank Gore at 7.
I had Frank Gore at 6.
so you guys think that? I mean,
Okay, so who are you thinking? I'm just curious.
Right.
I'm thinking Frank Gore. I'm good with putting Frank Gore there. I just am asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
You think Frank Gore is a better running back than Marshawn Lynch?
No. I had Frank Gore higher than
Sure.
Marshawn Lynch.
Sure.
But
I mean, and that's all my comparison. I'm good. We can put Frank Gore at number 7. He deserves it. He's got 15 years in the NFL, 15,000 rushing yards. You give him the ball, he runs hard. He's a great teammate, and he doesn't get hurt. I understand it.
I'd say Frank Gore and then Marshawn Lynch for 7 and 8. I'm good with that. I mean,
Yeah, I'm good with that. Mark asked the question of, do you think he's a better running back than Marshawn Lynch? And my answer to, yeah, I do. I think through the court, if you're looking at a career, who's had the best career in the last 30 years, I would say Frank Gore.
And I would disagree.
Do I think if Marshawn Lynch had games played that matched what Frank Gore did, then yeah.
You can't do that. I mean, I'm arguing to your point.
Yeah, I know.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
So he kind of took a little bit of time off. Marshawn Lynch, he hasn't been as productive. He does have a Super Bowl. Should have had 2, but okay. So I got Frank Gore at 7. Number 8, Marshawn Lynch. Number 9.
did we have Jerome Bettis on there yet?
No, so I think we should probably throw
I
him
had Bettis at 9, and we jumped somebody of mine, which doesn't matter. I was the only one that had him on there.
I'm okay with putting Bettis at 9.
Yeah, me too.
there. Okay. Who'd we jump of yours? Oh, yeah, LaShawn McCoy. Yeah, I have Jamal Charles, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a discussion, though. Jamal Charles, LaShawn McCoy?
Yeah, I don't have Charles's stats. I'll give you McCoy's real quick.
Yeah, do that.
We got 2,447 carries, 11,000 yard plus, 4.5 average, 53 rushing touchdowns, 33 receiving touchdowns, 25 fumbles in a Super Bowl.
I always think that he fumbles a lot more than normal people, but he really doesn't.
Well, when he holds the ball out 6 feet from him, it's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Everybody that I have on my list, he has the least fumbles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's like a thing that people think, but it really is not the truth. Because I looked it up because I was thinking about putting him on my list, and I'm like, but he fumbles all the time. Not really.
You know who number 1 and 2 are on fumbles? Dickerson's 1, and then Emmitt Smith has 61.
Yeah. Well, when you
So-
get the ball that many times for that long.
Who did you have at 10, Adam?
I had Marshawn Lynch, so
Who's your guy that we didn't talk
Yeah,
about?
we missed somebody.
Steven Jackson? Or wait, no,
that's a
You
low.
had, I wrote this down.
that we missed.
Edward James?
Edgerrin James.
Edrin James. I don't know who that
What's
is.
his
either.
stats?
12,246 yards, 13th, which is 13th all time, and 80 touchdowns, which is 20th all time.
Wow.
That's good. Yards per carry, do you have that?
I do not.
Okay.
So
And that's why I put Jamal Charles in there because
Right. I like that process though, because Jamal Charles was awesome.
for 10 years, 5.4 yards per carry.
I don't know. I was going to lean towards LaShawn McCoy just because he's fun to watch. And like you said, you think that he like actually fumbles a lot just because he's throwing the ball out,
How many
willy-nilly.
years does LaShawn McCoy have in the league?
I don't have that. I can tell you that he's played 160 games and started 141, which is up there with.
I mean, Edgerrin James has 11
That's
seasons.
10 years. Okay. So you're telling me that LaShawn McCoy has played 10 years because it's 16 games, 10 years, 160 games. He's played 10 years and has 11,000 rushing yards, 53 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, he's number 10.
Edwin James is at 4.0.
4.0 yards per carry. See, because Jamal Charles played 10 years and has 4,000 less rushing yards.
Yeah.
He was also hurt for a few years. But, yeah, I mean, I think LaShawn McCoy makes sense at 10 then.
Good with that.
I would.
I would love to go dive into Jamal Charles' career though, because I bet you he has some monster games. Because no one could catch him. He was so fast.
Except for Rory, the mascot.
Yeah. Okay. So go through our list real quick, and then I have a question I just want to dive into real quick.
Absolutely. Number 1, Barry Sanders. 2, Emmitt Smith. Peterson, LT, Marshall Falk, Curtis Martin, Frank Gore, Marshawn Lynch, Jerome Bettis, LaShawn McCoy.
Perfect. That's a good list.
That's a solid list.
Yeah. A lot of Hall of Famers. So
Yes.
yes. When you guys were doing this, because I kind of struggled with this a little bit too, when we start like looking at stats and accolades and Super Bowls and all that stuff, did you ever run into the point where you were looking at Le'Veon Bell and trying to justify and or figuring out if he fits into your top 10?
No.
Le'Veon Bell wasn't even an afterthought for me, honestly.
I had his stats and I just pulled them because in my head, like watching football for the last 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, as much as I have, especially since fantasies came on, I was like, I think I'm just being biased towards him because he's been such a staple in the NFL for so long. And then I pulled all of his stats and I was like, I mean, they're not bad stats. It's actually
Let's hear.
Well, how many seasons has he been in the league?
I didn't.
6?
That's like the one thing I didn't pull. He's played and started in 77 games. I can tell you that. So we
5
can
years.
Yeah, we can do the math. That's about right. That's about right.
5.5 years.
He got franchise tagged by. He didn't get picked in the first round. Anyways, 1,474 carries, 6,126 yards, 4.2 average, 38 rushing touchdowns. This is surprising. 8 receiving touchdowns, 9 fumbles.
Yeah.
So, like, his stats, when you look at his games played versus carries, and then you kind of run that up the list of his yardage and his touchdowns, I mean, LaShawn McCoy has 53 touchdowns with 141 games started.
Right.
He has 38 with 77. So it was just kind of interesting. I was like, his stats really aren't that great. But then when you start kind of looking at, like, let's double these. And we can't because he went to the Jets and just and that's with the Jets year in it, mind you. But
It's still part of his career.
yeah, it's part of his career. So he's at the Jets and he doesn't do a ton until the end of the season. But it was interesting when I was building the list. I was just kind of like, how do you can't work the guy in here, but you also can't deny how impactful he has to the run game.
Agree. I just think that he's too. I mean, I shouldn't say new because I mean he's been in the league for like 6-7 years.
Yeah, something like that.
But I think it's too new. Like if he has a couple of good years with the Jets, I think then he maybe makes a case for top 10 just because he can catch the ball out of the backfield
I think the reason why he wasn't on our list is lack of sample size.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was.
7 years. Not one of our players has less than 10 years.
Yeah, like
He wasn't on my list.
yeah,
either,
just
to the point.
Just
Yeah.
like Patrick Mahomes shouldn't be in the top 10 just because it's a small sample size. I get
I don't know about all that
I get
You mean Super Bowl MVP?
I get that,
Patrick
but
Mahomes.
he's only been in the league for 3 years.
Starter has 2. One their passing touchdown. I mean, we're not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Congratulations.
That's all. I was just a little bit curious because
That's a fair question.
I never
absolutely.
took him, like, as I was building my spreadsheet, I never took him off. I just left his stats down there because I was curious of, I wonder if somebody's going to sneak Le'Veon Bell in there and I'm going to be like,
Le'Veon Bell, last 5 years, yes, he's definitely in the top.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
top 2.
Right.
So-
100% agree. He runs really well. I love his running style. Do I like him as a person? No. I think he's a sellout that held out for
yep.
against
yep.
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I agree 100%. I don't like him as a person. I also don't like Adrian Peterson as a person, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Peterson in general.
Well,
cut it.
I mean, he's done some sketchy things though, so
Yeah, well, who hasn't? I mean, seriously. Seriously. We talk about Kobe Bryant and you know,
Yeah.
how important that
Yeah.
was, but he has a history too. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger we talked about. It's everyone.
That's fair.
Everyone has a past. I'm just basing it off of their football skills.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, that's fair.
And none of us know any of these people as a person.
right.
Yeah. All right. So that's our list. We will post it on the
Facebook page.
on the podcast page for what our running backs are, what our quarterbacks were. We'll post a picture of Marty's new shirt that we expect him to wear. And yeah, and hopefully next time we talk, we'll have some sports maybe to talk about when this whole coronavirus gets
Under wrap.
Hopefully it'll pass through and we can get back to everyday sporce life and
in everyday life in general in the
Yep.
world
Absolutely.
Yeah.
with minimal impact. So awesome. Uh-oh.
Hello.
You hear
What's
that?
that? Got some rapid fire questions for you. Better announcer, Al Michaels or Tony Romo?
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
St. Patty's Day or Cinco de Mayo?
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day.
Better in their prime, Larry Fitzgerald or DeAndre Hopkins?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Jameson or Guinness?
Jameson.
Guinness.
Weapon of choice against a horde of zombie hipsters, you choose.
Say that again?
Weapon of choice against a horde of zombie hipsters.
IPAs, I'll just throw them out.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Perfect. See you guys.
Thanks.